Do a visual cue right. I'm going to move the cursor right now. Let me do it again, that was bad. I'm going to move the cursor right now. Okay. Hello, welcome to another tutorial for SpinetiX Hypermedia Director. In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to create a newsfeed for a CSV file. So in order to do this, I've created a CSV file that I've imported into my project folder. As you can see here, it's a simple CSV file that was created in Excel, and there's 4 columns. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the news folder in my templates. I'm going to take this news.svg, I'm going to drag it into my project folder, and I'm going to place it in the layers of my index.svg. I'm going to full screen this and save. And now I'm going to double click inside the news.svg. So now what I'm going to do, in our RSS feed source, I'm going to set the feed source as the path of our file, which is test.csv. Since it isn't in any folder or collection, we can just name it test.csv, since this will be the root folder on the player once we push to it. And then I'm going to set the feed type as a CSV file. Now, take into account this isn't going to work right away, because we need to adjust some other things in order for this to work. So, in our Layers tab, we need to change the parameters of these layers. So, for instance, in this one, I'm going to get rid of title. You're still going to use SPX as your call sign. And this, the title, you're going to correspond it with the 4 titles that you see in your columns. So for instance, for this one, I'm going to use employee. Now this is case sensitive as well, so the cases need to match up. So I'm going to set that to employee, and as you can see now, you see the first item in the CSV, Jason DeShong. And the second one, we're going to set that to birthday. Hit the apply button, and as you can see, that parameter now shows up. We're going to, after I save this, I'm going to delete this media layer, and I'm going to add another text layer by right-clicking, insert text. And in this one, I'm going to use SPX. I forgot to put it in brackets. SPX, bracket, bracket, and then age, which is our 3rd parameter, I believe. Let me just double check. Yes, age. And I'm going to click the apply button. As you can see, the age appears right there. And then I'm going to create another text layer. And in this one, SPX and department, which is the last title of the last column. Click the apply button. As you can see, they're overlapping. That's because we haven't sized and positioned these however we want. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to take the department, and I'm just going to move these around so that they look nice and neat. So I think what I'll do is I'm actually going to create a row with these 3 parameters. And I'm just going to make them all the same size. Hopefully I space them out well enough so that they go across the screen fully. I probably didn't, though. Nope, I did not. That's okay. I have a little bit of space left. I guess I'll just space these out a little bit more so they look nice and neat. That's good enough. And I'll hit the save button. As you can see, it's a little bit off. You can actually, let me double click in here. I'm actually trying to select all the text. I'll just hit Control A. And I'm going to shrink this. Do the same thing with this one as well. I'll hit Control A to select all, and I'll just leave it like that. This one, the text is fine. However, if you right-click on it and you see this text align, you can actually set it to be inherent, start, center, or end. I'm actually going to create that at the end, and then the display align, I'm going to set it as center so it looks the same as the rest. Hit save. Go back to my edit mode. I'm actually going to do the same thing with this one. The text aligns at start, so I'm going to set it to center. So these all look the same. So now what it's doing is it's displaying these parameters that we see in the Excel file. And each row is a different item. And according to the Properties tab here, every 10 seconds, the item will change. So what we can also do is use this multiple items per page and set the number of rows and columns that actually get displayed at once. So I'm going to set this to 3 since we have 3 different items. Click the Apply button, and I accidentally set the wrong one. I apologize. I actually don't want 1 column. I want 1 column and I want 3 rows. There we go. Perfect. And then, see, now all 3 of our items are appearing. So it's showing 3 items at once within a 10-second duration. Then after 10 seconds, since we only have 3 items, they will just reappear. You can also set the Y offset and the X offset. I'm actually going to set the Y offset since that's vertical. X is horizontal. Set it to 100 and see how that looks. I want them to be a little more. Yeah, that actually looks better to me. And then you can also set the time offset that the items appear. So if I want them to appear slightly slower, I set it to 2 seconds. So after 2 seconds, the second item appears, and then the third item appears 2 seconds after that. I'm just going to set it to 0.1 seconds. So it kind of looks, it has a little effect there as well. So that's how news feeds can be created and customized for CSV files. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys for later.